Hey, welcome. How is everyone today? I am super happy to be here doing a new technique for cravings. I know I've done multiple cravings tappings with you before, and they're more of your standard tapping sessions, if you will. This one is a little bit different, so this one's going to be, this could be deep. This is one that got me into tapping in the first place, into tapping for weight loss specifically, because the program that I took, the woman who did she did a free webinar. Her name's Brittany Watkins. She's the coach that I worked with. She did this technique and I was sobbing like a baby. So be warned just in case that may happen. But it was so enlightening as to what I needed to do to get over my food issues. So this is what she calls the ball of light technique, and that's what I'm going to be doing with you today. So again, this is for cravings. It's just a different technique. So I still want you to have your craving food. And if you have it in front of you, if you can taste it, smell it, anything like that. If you don't have it in front of you, that's totally fine. Just imagine it. Imagine how it tastes, how it smells, all of that stuff. Because if it's one of your favorite foods, you can do that from memory, right? So go ahead and take in everything about the food and then rate your craving from a 0 to a 10. 0 being, I don't crave this food at all right now. 10 being, I would love to just devour this all. Anywhere in between is fine. This is not a scientific number, so you can just, and whatever number comes to mind first. That's typically how I do it. Whatever number, I'm like, oh, it's a 7. I don't try to overthink that. Just try and go with whatever, because it's not that big of a deal. Like it's a big deal, but it's not a big deal. It's nothing, like I said, you're not going to be measuring this scientifically or anything. Hey, Beatrice. So go ahead and rate your craving from 0 to 10, 0 being don't want it, 10 being want it completely. And then I want you to start tapping. I think I'm going to have you just start tapping through the points. We're not going to do the side of the hand and setup statement. So I'm going to have you start tapping through the points, thinking about this food, and you don't have to repeat anything. This one, you can close your eyes if you want to. If not, if you want to follow along with me tapping on the points. But for this one, you don't need to tap on the points. You just kind of tap on them as you feel. You don't have to wait any certain time to move points. You don't have to wait for me to move. So like I said, if you want to close your eyes, if you know the points already, you're definitely more than welcome to. So I want you to think about that food. Think about the taste, the smell, anything about it that you really love. And then I want you to picture the first person who comes to your mind that you have a positive association with this food. So like for me, when I thought about chocolate, I thought about my grandma. That was the first person who came to my mind that I have a positive association with around this food. So this could be anyone for you. But make sure it's a positive interaction. It's a positive association. So I want you to be tasting this food in your mind and picturing this person who you have this positive feeling for. And I want you to turn these feelings that you have for them into this white ball of light. It's like the ball of light is replacing your heart. Okay, so all of your feelings, all of your positive memories that you have with them, that is what you want to go into this ball of light. And it's bright and it's white and it's pure. It's beautiful. And I want you to take this ball of light out from your chest. This is all doing this in your mind. And I want you to picture your person in front of you. And if you don't have a person in mind, you can do this with an animal, you can do this with a safe place, anything like that is fine. But I want you to have this ball of feelings, these positive feelings, happy feelings, joyful. And I want you to give this to that other person or animal or safe place, whichever you're using. And I want you to see this person receive those good feelings that you are giving them. You want to see their face just light up because they are receiving all of this joy from you, all of these positive memories. And they're so excited to know that they are a happy part of you, of your memories. So then they, in turn, put all of their good feelings and good memories with you into this ball, and it grows. This bright white light, this ball grows bigger because they're putting their feelings in it. And you're still tasting your food. You're associating this positive feeling that you have with this person with this food throughout this whole session. I want you to feel the love and I want you to taste the food all at the same time in your mind. So the person puts their feelings in the ball of light and it gets bigger and they hand it back to you. You take this ball of light from them with even more positive feelings in there and you light up even more than you did before. You're glowing at this point because there's nothing but happy memories, happy feelings. And you're tasting this food still, this favorite food that you have. And you are just loving this person in front of you and receiving all of their good feelings. And you put your feelings back into it, more positive feelings, and the ball gets even bigger. Like picture, you're holding this big ball of light, of positive energy. It's just a complete positive energy source that just keeps getting bigger when you're passing it back and forth to this person that you love. So you put your feelings in there and you're still tasting the food. So for me, it's chocolate. I'm tasting chocolate and I'm feeling this love between my grandmother and I. That's what you're doing. Your food, your person. So you put your feelings into this ball, it gets even bigger, and you give it back. And they are overjoyed. And this just keeps happening back and forth between the two of you. Just more joy, more positivity, more love that you're sending back and forth to one another. And you're still tasting that food. But maybe realizing that food isn't what you love. It's the other person that you associate with this food. And now you're really feeling that love from them, and the food doesn't hold any power. It doesn't hold any emotions. It's just food laying there. I want you to approach your person or your animal or your safe place. And if it's your person, you give them a big, a huge hug where you just squeeze them and just, if they didn't have enough love in them already from you, you're putting every ounce of it into them with this hug. It's so warm. It's so comforting. And you're both just reveling in this energy that you have between one another. And I want you to look at each other and say anything else that you want to say to this person. How much you love them, how much they mean to you, how much you care, how much you knew they care. Anything they need to hear, anything you want to say to them, anything you would like to hear from them. Do that conversation in your head. And you are in the best of places because you are both have such positive energy. So this is a very welcoming, very comforting conversation. And when you're done, one more hug. And then I just want you to look at this other person. They can come with you if you want them to. You can shrink them down and put them in your heart along with this big ball of positive light and energy and love. Shrink all of those down and put it in your heart. And you carry that with you. Good. Go ahead and take a deep breath. We can stop tapping. So now I want you to look at your food again, or think about it, whichever one you need to do, and check your craving now. So if you were initially a 7, what are you now after this process? I'm hoping that you will have shifted down quite dramatically. This is one of the sessions that made the most difference for me, realizing the connection between food and people that I love. So this chocolate and my grandma, that's only one. I have chocolate with my mom that I love. I have chocolate with my other grandma, so this is one part of addressing those cravings really deep down at the root. This is where the craving comes from. It's not the food that we love so much. I mean, yeah, it tastes good. Of course, you're not going to eat some food you hate as a craving food. It tastes good. It makes you feel good, but it makes you feel good because it provides those feelings that you're looking for. And you've had those feelings before and you associate it with the food. So when we take the feelings out of the food, that's just food now. And we put the feelings and the memories back where they belong, with the person that we associate them with. And then that food, it doesn't have that same power over us as it used to, which is pretty awesome. And knowing that you can do that, it's so empowering to feel like that. Like, oh, wow, I can do this. So my regular cravings tappings, those, they're great for reduction and calming you and everything like that. And if they're not really strong craving foods, that can eliminate those cravings easily. This technique is good for those really deep cravings that you've had for years or anything like that. Those are the ones that you use this with and really get those feelings out of the food, separate the two. And you'll see your craving food as something totally different than what you did before. So I really hope that this has helped you today. Like I said, I was excited to share this new technique. I wanted to get you guys, information about tapping itself and tapping for cravings. But this one, I was waiting, so that way, hopefully you guys had a little background and could understand how tapping worked. But I mean, even that made me feel better. I've already worked on my chocolate grandma thing, but it still makes me feel better every time. I mean, how could it not make you feel better when you're having all these positive feelings, right? So I really hope that this helped you. If you want to share your numbers with me, I would love to see that, what you started at and what you ended at as far as the strength of your cravings. I would love to hear that. So if you want to share, please do. And if you have any ideas, any problems that you're finding that you have with food that you would like to see addressed, definitely let me know, because I would love to do a tapping session on that, because I know if you are struggling with it, there's someone else that's struggling with it too. So it won't only help you, it'll help other people. So definitely let me know more stuff. If you want to get in touch, I have my group, Retrain Your Brain for Weight Loss with Tapping. We can be friends on Facebook. I put all this stuff on my profile as well. Or message me or comment on this and we'll get in touch. All right. So we will tap again soon. Thanks. Bye.